Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'll be safe, I'll be doing well, I'll be making money as usual. So in today's video, I'm going to break down some couple of trades I took on gold, and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly the reason why I entered, why I exited, and how I managed the trade. And the best thing is I had 6 setups on a row and I all hit TP in all of them, and I made some crazy amount of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain everything so that nothing, like no more secret about all the setup I've taken, so you can understand, you can apply, and you can start making some good amount of money. But not only that, the last time I had a pair with Alpha Capital, I made a video about it, and then I did have a giveaway on my Instagram. So if you're interested into entering this sort of giveaway, make sure you subscribe to this video, okay, like you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then make sure you follow me on Instagram so that you can get updated of anything that can happen. And then if you are interested into learning this strategy, make sure you stick till the end of this video so you can understand and start making some money. So let's get into it. Alright, so guys, welcome back to my screen. So these are the setup I took on gold. So I'm going to explain the reason why I took all of the setup, and then I think it's also going to help you guys to understand even way better. So I took 2 setup on Tuesday, okay, and I took 3 setup on Wednesday, which is today. So if I go to the higher time frame, I can see that on the higher time frame we've been buying, okay. I had a lot of setup which I haven't made a video about, but I'm not sure that I may even be able to make videos about, because I don't hold my setup this long. Most of the time when I take the setup, like my TP is just something like this, but eventually price goes for those massive 56R and 100R and stuff. But I don't hold my setup for 100R, okay. I don't look for 100R. But when I look at on this higher time frame, like when I look at this whole thing, we can see that gold's been bullish. Even if I go to something like the H4, we can see that gold been bullish for a while now. We have buy, pullback, buy, pullback, buy, pullback, buy, and then we give a pullback, and then eventually we are buying. So here we are eventually gonna maybe create a new high, okay. So on the higher time frame, I can already see that price is bullish. So when price is bullish, that was the main reason why I was looking to buy right here. So when I come here, what do I see? I can see that price came, mitigated this sort of a order block down here. Let me, or POI, I guess there's like a POI here. Let me refine it on the lower time frame to get it. It was this guy here. Yeah, so this was the POI. The reason why I'm choosing this POI is because this POI took some internal liquidity, as you can see, and then it broke structure to the upside, and then it left some internal liquidity. Remember, every single time I want to get a POI, it has to do some stuff. So these are some of the things. So I extend my POI here, and I extend my internal liquidity. So all I want to see price doing is I want to see price come, take my liquidity or mitigate the POI and give me buy stop. In this case, you can see that we have this wick, and then price came, you wicked it, and then it bought. So if I want to buy again, I want to have like a confirmation entry. So for a confirmation entry, you just have to read structure. So you have a high, you have a low, you have a high, you have a low, and then from here price bought, it took this high. So if this high got taken, that means that it's like somehow a change of character, I guess. So you have a change of character here, and after that change of character, you can see that price gave us this low and then gave us this high. So I was like, well, this low doesn't look good to me. You can see that it looks more of like liquidity or something, okay. So if that low looks like liquidity, there are 2 things, okay. If I still want to buy from this low, I want to see price creating an inducement, okay, which is this guy here. I want to see price creating an inducement, come take out the inducement and give me a buy setup. Or if there's no inducement for price, then eventually just drop, take the low, and then give me a buy setup. But in this case, I did see that price created this sort of inducement here. So when I zoom in, you can see that we have an inducement. So price came, it took the inducement, it gave a buy. From here I didn't get any setup. Again, it dropped, it went lower, and then when I saw this sort of buy, because he entered, he took even some more liquidity in there, and then when he started buying, I was like, well, let me give it a try. Because the way price created this low, I didn't trust it much, but I took the setup anyway. So I cannot say that it's the best setup I can have, but like the higher time frame looks okay. If I would, let's say, get a buy here and then have a stop loss here, this would definitely be a good setup for me. But the fact that the stop loss just way too big, I wanted some confirmation entry. So in this case, I did have this confirmation entry, and my TP was pretty much at previous liquidity or opposite side liquidity. In this case, I have this order block. Remember, when you have another block, it's a zone that retail traders and SMC traders are looking for setups based on. So that's why I always target order blocks and liquidity as TP. So in this case, I have this order block as my TP, and then my full TP would have been this high, but I took the TP here anyway. So that was it. And then I can say that I actually got lucky, because from this buy until price came here, it missed my TP by 1 hour or even less than 1 hour. I was actually pissed when the price came here and started dropping. It didn't hit my TP, and it came almost hitting my stop loss. Good thing is I didn't go break even. Okay, my stop loss still below this low. Like this sort of wick thing didn't take me out. So price came, it wicked inside, and then it went to TP. So on this setup, I cannot say it's the best of the setup, okay, because first the low doesn't look good, and then because of this sort of break even thing would have happened. But it's, as I didn't break even, that was okay as well. But yeah, most of the time I don't break even my setup. If I know that okay, this is gonna hit TP, when I take my setup, if it's stop loss or TP, and then you guys should hold your trade full TP. Really important. If you take your setup and then you close at 1 hour, like come on, you can't make any money or you can't grow any account by closing your trades at 1 hour. Like, let's be realistic in this case. So when I saw here price bought, okay, he hit full TP, it took the liquidity, and from that, taking that liquidity, I think when I go to something like the 1 minute chart, you can see that we had some liquidity, or we had some confirmation entry. So when I zoom in here, what do you see? We can see that price gave a low, gave a high, and from here it came and gave me a change of character. So from that change of character, now price pulled back, mitigated this guy, he gave a sell, and then he pulled back again, he mitigated this guy, and then he gave a sell. So I missed this mitigation, because if I would even enter here, that means that if I enter somewhere here, my stop loss would definitely be above this high, but I missed it. And then now I was waiting for the mitigation of this guy, because this again is a breakout structure, pullback, mitigating this guy, and then settle them. So I got my sell now from this guy here, and then my stop loss was pretty much around this high, but I didn't want to make my stop loss way too aggressive, so I gave it a bit of space. And then my TP was pretty much at, let's say, the liquidity downside, because when I zoom back, you can see that we had this low here, this low that price came back, is this sort of wicks, plenty wicks price created here. This was like liquidity to me, so I just had this low as my full TP. So I took this setup, and then price played around, and then eventually hit TP at Asia session, because if I bring back my indicator, you can see that this thing hit TP at Asia session. So I was sleeping, it hit TP on my sleep, like I was sleeping and then hit TP anyway. So these were the two setup I had. And then today when I woke up, I'm like, well, are you gonna go long or are you gonna go short? Remember this guy, that price missed it. Do you see? Price came back later, and then he mitigated, he gave a buy, but I couldn't buy here because yeah, I was sleeping. That was my sleeping hours, so I can't get a setup there. Then I'm like, well, let me just get for re-entries. So London started with the buy. I missed the initial buy, because when you see, well, we have a clean change of character here, pullback, mitigated, take some liquidity here, and give a buy. I missed this buy, so I'm like, okay, so if I miss the buy, I'm just gonna wait for a pullback for a new setup. So in this case, I have this POI here. The fact that I had this POI, you cannot call it random, because you can see that it has some internal liquidity here. You have this sort of relative you can lose. So price drop, it took the liquidity, and then it bought, he gave a minor change of character, because when you see, well, this is a POI. So when you have a supply and price disrespect, then that means that price is more likely to respect demand. So it broke this sort of supply zone, and then it gave a pullback, mitigated this sort of a confirmation entry POI here, and then from there I had the buy. But again, as I don't enter with limit, I just click buy, and my buy was added somewhere here, and then I had my stop loss somewhere here. And again, my TP wasn't this high. I think my TP was somewhere around here. I think I had like a 4 hour or 5 hour or something. I think I had around 4 hour. Yeah, I had around 4 hour on this setup. The fact that I had around 4 hour is because I didn't know if price gonna break these highs, okay, like this high here, because this high, all of this, I didn't know that price gonna break it. So that's why I wanted like a safe TP, but eventually price went hugely for a buy, which is actually okay. And now the next setup I had was after NFP. I always tell, if you see on my YouTube, I made videos on how to trade NFP, CPI and stuff. Yes, but trading NFP is easy, but trading CPI can be complicated, because most of the time CPI gives you like doji candle. So if CPI gives me doji candle, I don't like trading CPI, because in this case, if you buy, you are definitely gonna hit stop loss, because price when it is in profit and then come back. And then if you sold, you'll definitely hit stop loss as well. So if you buy or you sell, you eventually gonna hit stop loss. So in this case, I'm like, well, if I actually want to trade, I'm gonna trade after the thing, like I'm going to trade after CPI, right? So after CPI, I saw that price took some upside liquidity. Okay, we have this pump, it took this up here and then it went down. So from there I knew that this whole thing is now a POI, because yeah, this was a manipulative week and price came, he hit in there and he gave a sell, this massive sell. I couldn't get the sell there because I mean this POI is massive. There is no way I could have had a sell there. And then from there I saw a breaker block here. I think I defined it on the lower time frame, but when you stay on the 1 minute here, you have this guy's a breaker block. So price dropped, it pulled back, it hit my breaker block, and from there I had the sell. I had my stop loss above the high that price created. And then my TP again, I didn't have a TP that low. I think my TP was somewhere here, and this was the setup I took to pass my challenge with Asen. How do you even call the name of that platform? Asen something. It's a platform I bought a challenge with them. I don't even know how we pronounce Asen X or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know them. So I'm trying to like get funded with them. I bought a 50k. So again, I passed it within one setup. Okay, you can see this was one setup I had. So when I come back here, you can see this was the exact setup I had. I had a sell there and this was my exit. So that setup, if I go to history, yeah, this was actually the history. You can see that I made $4,000 on that setup. So these guys, they have 7% target, which I didn't know, because I had no idea that they had 7% target, and I eventually made 8% because I thought that most platform has 8%. So I just went for 8% because I didn't know that it was actually 7%. But either way, I made 8% and they had 7% target, so I passed it. And now I'm waiting. I think they have minimum trading days and stuff. So this is the account here. I think dashboard still loading. So I'm waiting for minimum trading days to get my phase 2, probably after 3 days or after 5 days. I don't know how many days they have. And then later I had this setup as well. So this setup was pretty simple. Okay, there was nothing difficult about. There's just a PY here. Price came, it mitigated the PY, he gave a sell, and then he came back later to mitigate this confirmation entry order block here. So this was just perfect. Price pulled back and then I had a sell right there. And then my TP again, I don't hold this much. My TP was pretty much somewhere here. It was around 4R. So I had a 4R TP on this one and price hit my full TP of 4R. So these were pretty much the setup I had. And yes, I took 5 setups on the row and no loss. I actually don't know how I did it too. If you ask me, maybe I'm too good or maybe I got lucky. I cannot say I'm too good because I definitely go through losses as well. I can even go through a losing streak, so it happens, okay. But I don't know how I had 5 wins on a row, which is actually even crazy to me. And yeah, I can just thank that I was able to get all this setup and I was able to make some money out of it. And I got another payout, as I said at the beginning of the video already, and I really hope that my payout is gonna be processed. And if you guys want, I'm gonna release this video, so if you want me to make a video on that payout, I'm going to be requesting, let me know as well. So I think this is pretty much it for this video. If you are interested in this sort of content, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then if you want to learn the in-depth this strategy, you make sure you join my mentorship. Check the link below this video. You'll have access to my website and then my Instagram, and you should be able to join the mentorship if you want to join the mentorship. So thank you and see you guys.